In this lecture, we talk about a whole set of new mechanisms that give us a new level of abstraction and a new level of power in writing programs. We have seen control structures, which enable us to schedule the actions of our programs, and then we have seen the whole set of powerful object-oriented mechanisms with classes, with inheritance, with polymorphism, with dynamic binding, with genericity. All this is really rich and powerful, but we're going to have a set of mechanisms that make our possibilities even richer and even more powerful. So we start with event-driven programming, which is a new form of programming in which instead of having the program decide what we do step after step, we actually have external events that happen from here, from there, and which determine what parts of the program are going to be executed at each step. That is particularly useful in the case of interactive applications in which it's not really the program that decides what happens step after step, but it's, for example, the user who clicks at a particular point, determining that a certain action is going to occur, or who presses a certain keyboard button, resulting in another action. So that's event-driven programming, also known as publish-subscribe. We'll see a particular pattern for addressing such interactive applications, which is known as MVC, for Model View Controller. It's a very interesting, although very simple idea. And then we'll see a first way of implementing such event-driven publish-subscribe schemes, known as the observer pattern. Like MVC, Model View Controller, observer is what is known as a design pattern, and we'll review this notion of design pattern, which plays a big role in talking about software architecture. Observer is very elegant, but we will see that it also has its limitations, and we will learn to go beyond techniques such as the observer pattern with a whole new set of abstractions, of language abstraction, of programming abstractions, known as agents, although in other languages it has other names, and that enables us, so to speak, to encapsulate functionality in objects. So far we had a clear distinction between objects or data on the one hand and functionality or actions or routines or instructions or code on the other hand, and these remain quite separate. But now we are going to be able to take such functionality, such actions, and put them into objects, to treat them as objects, meaning, for example, that we can put them in data structures. And this is going to give us a whole new set of possibilities, and in particular a much more convenient and flexible way of programming the kind of interactive applications, in particular graphical applications, that Observer was the first attempt to solve. With agents we can have a much more flexible structure, and we will see that agents also give us interesting solutions in many different areas, for example iteration, for example numerical programming with the example of an integral function. So we have quite a few things to see in this lecture, and I hope that at the end of taking it you will agree that the mechanisms are just as elegant, just as powerful as the other object-oriented mechanisms that we've seen, and that they complement them really, really nicely.